Welcome to your June monthly tarot reading. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller. And yeah, this is going to be a general June reading for Gemini energy. So maybe your Gemini sun, moon, rising, maybe there's a unique placement or aspect to Gemini or in Gemini or planet in Gemini. I'm not sure. But I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're here, and please feel welcome to stay if you would like. Yeah, we're gonna jump right on in here. It's such an interesting month. We just had your the new moon in your sign, Gemini, and also I think Mercury retrograde also in Gemini, and it's been such an interesting time, right? And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of unfolds with the snapshot of energy the cards provide today. All right, so let's get to shuffling and see what's coming up for you in the month of June. And before any cards come out, I just want to remind everyone that tarot is never supposed to tell you something you don't already know. Okay, so always tune in with your own inner guidance system, your own intuition. You know yourself best, okay? The way I like to kind of organize and do my tarot readings is and describe them like they're an energetic map. And my job as the reader is to speak to the themes in the map. And then I encourage you to choose the route that suits you best based on what resonates, what doesn't, okay? So, yeah, let's see what's coming up for Gemini season. I'm recording this in Gemini season, but whenever this finds you, I hope that your birthday, if you've had it, was awesome, and that for those Geminis that it's coming up still, I wish you a really happy birthday. So what's coming up for Gemini in June? Gemini, June. Okay, so the Seven of Swords has come out first. Immediately I get the sense of like a reconnaissance kind of energy. Yeah, going into something and like assessing the situation and doing what you need to do to doing what you need to do. Let's just say that. They're going in, right? Assessing the scene and doing what you need to do, finding what you need. What else is coming up for Gemini? All right, so we've got the Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Moon. Which is such a beautiful card. It always kind of takes my breath away. What do you really want to stand up for, Gemini? Like, what is... What there's such a protective energy kind of coming from this too. What is important to you, and why is it important to protect? This could be, aspects of your internal self, right? With the moon, it's very deep and intuitive, spiritual, energy. And I heard kind of psychic energy. So there could be some really deep rumblings of spirit. I'm sensing from these cards. A call for something more, like an answer, and then back to this reconnaissance. What is it that you're observing? What is it that you are, witnessing that you need in order to protect and express what's important to you? Interesting, Gemini. Another 7 and an 8. So we got the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. So I sense that whatever you've been growing will have like there'll be rapid movement, growth, ideas, perspective, insights about what it is that you are growing, what it is that you're building. There's such an observational energy to this. That's kind of what the 7s bring. It's like a kind of almost a pause, a reflection and an observation of what has come to be, what has worked, what hasn't, what's needed, what needs to be left, like all these kind of like reflections. So we have air energy, so mind, and now we have earth energy. So interesting. This sense of what is important to you, what is to be protected and defended, and like and again, coming back to this internal space as well, like there's this depth, this spiritual rumbling, like this deep knowing. So what if this resonates with you, you'll know what that means to you, and you in life, you and Creator know that between the two of you, right? And there's a real deep, like, hand in hand with God right now that I'm sensing. With these fresh insights and new opportunities and this strength and this, I was going to say cunning as well. Like there's a lot of kind of almost maneuvering and observation and inventory taking. I don't know, Gemini, this is super interesting. There's gonna, with the 8, when the 8 comes out, the 8 of Wands, it's like fast paced. There'll be movement to whatever it is that you are working through, building, reflecting on, leaving behind. Like these are general, right? So fill in your personal details. There's like this pull, this calling, this intuitive like vision that you're seeing through. So interesting. Let's see if we have any more. Okay. So we've got the Six of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. But the thing is that, okay, and the Hangman was in reverse. If that makes sense. Okay. And the Hangman was in reverse. So what I see in these cards and sense in this energy is there's been a lot of triumph over and within, like, tribulation, trial and tribulation, like that's a saying, right? Trial and tribulation. So there's been difficult times. There's been times of disappointment, like emotional hardship. That's the Five of Cups. It's like a sense of just disappointment, heartbreak. And it feels like it's been, like, it seems to me within these cards and what I sense right now is that it's quite old. You know, it's an old wound that there's been a lot of triumph in healing. It's just an old, deep wound. So there's a process to it. And there's a lot that I'm sensing, Gemini, with, you know, your energy here with the Knight of Swords, you know, air energy, and it's racing in, is that there's the triumph is the ability to articulate your perspective, your experience on it, your truth, right? And there's something that is kind of with this reversed Hanged Man, there's this little, like, hinge or hiccup that's kind of creating a bit of like a mesh in front of me, it seems, to a next level of articulation and a next level of boundary setting in regards to this healing that you were doing so well at, right? So we have the Five of Cups and then the Six of Wands. So like challenging emotional energy with riding out of battle with your head held high energy. Accolades, laurels around your neck. This is an energy of really enjoying the triumph of what you've just gone through and how you're handling things, and feeling the power and leveling up that this kind of energy brings, right? So they're like celebrating, feeling really proud of themselves and feeling confident in their direction moving forward. So I guess if you're finding yourself resonating with this and you're also kind of sensing this mesh, and it's like there's something that you're really kind of bringing your awareness to in this new level of healing in regards to this old wound. Remember the Knight of Swords. Remember that sword, right? How to wield it, how to use your edge, how to articulate. You know, we wouldn't be able to put thought into words without you, Gemini, right? So this is a strength of yours. This is something that you are so good at, okay? Because like the Hangman, when it's, you know, in reverse, it's all about flipping perspective. So maybe there's another arena you can flip into, you know, and you're Gemini, right? It doesn't mean that you have to stay there. It's just you have to maybe, what what would that look like? And in regards to this, and remember that you are agile. You are mentally agile, Gemini. And, you know, bringing and putting your mind to that mesh, if you're finding yourself kind of stuck in one kind of perspective, hard to get out of that perspective, or hard to break, you know, part the curtains to, you know, being able to see this next level of healing and feel this next level of healing in order to put it into words and set the boundaries that you need, and, you know, or articulate what you need. Yeah, super interesting. So all in all, what I'm sensing here, Gemini, is this really profound level of healing and awareness of yourself, articulation of your truth, and boundary setting, and this very protective, loving force stemmed by this deep rumbling of spiritual, like rumblings, this knowing, this intuitive cosmic pull, like, and again, that is between you and God. When it comes to the depth of love that I'm sensing here, and the like cunning and smarts that are being applied to the situation, is quite impeccable, like beautiful. So you're so smart, Gemini. I love you so much. You are taking in what you need to do and looking at what you need, and what's working and what's not working. Okay. And it's really awesome, because I sense this whole new, like, fresh kind of gulp of water kind of coming into this, you know, next, like what's moving into maybe at the end of the month, or into July, or whenever this finds you. Tarot timing works in interesting ways. Lots is going to kind of shift, lots is going to move that you're working on, wherever that falls, you know, however that makes sense to you. You know, the Eight of Wands can be pivots, shifts, change, new ideas, travel, you know, all of these kind of things, like adventure, honestly, right? And then there's this undercurrent of healing an old wound. Like, I don't know if there's things that you may be interfacing with right now that is bringing up some like old healing, you know, and a lot like bringing, and as you bring your awareness, there's new depths of understanding. And just remember that you're agile. Remember that you are Gemini, and, you know, even though you can easily jump into someone else's perspective, it does not mean that you have to stay there, okay? And if you're also noticing yourself feeling stuck in a loop, you know, in regards to something you're experiencing internally, or stuck in a loop in regards to what you're interfacing with from another person's perspective, just remember, you don't have to stay there. You're allowed to shift, and you're allowed to, you're mentally agile. And you got this. You got this. So I hope that this was helpful. Excuse me. I hope this was helpful. This is a super interesting reading. Super interesting reading. Happy birthday, Gemini. You're always such a joy to chat with. And I'll see you in July, okay?